My name's Andre Anderson. I am not really a poet, but I write. And what I'm about to say or what I'm about to read out is not necessarily anything poetic, but on my Facebook account, on my Instagram, and my Twitter, I find myself consistently going on this app, but not really doing anything on it, spending a lot of my time on there, and I just kind of felt for the past 2 weeks, if I'm going to be on the internet, I might as well make it fun for myself. So what I started to do is that I do a little bit of illustration. I'll kind of like draw an illustration and have a little bit of a caption under it, and then kind of talk about creativity or life in general. And I just want to kind of say that probably 10 of them. They're not really connected, but they're just a few truths that I've come across, and if you like, if you like, if you don't, I love you same way. All right, so the first one. Reminding myself this morning that exhaling is as important as inhaling. No matter how many ideas you inhale, they are worthless until they are executed and shared. Exhale. If you spend too much time inhaling, you'll pass out. The same could be said for when you exhale for too long. Breathe easy, creatively speaking. I was in South Bank with Emma Warren one time, extremely hard worker, amazing journalist. I asked her if she ever gets writer's block. She replied, no, I get starter's block. Glad I'm not alone. Starting is the hardest part of the creative process. The longer you procrastinate, the harder it becomes. I think that's because we are thinking about building the entire mansion rather than laying down small bricks, one brick at a time. For me, the best way is to start a project in small tasks, and that will help build my idea. Complete one small task after another, and your mansion will be built in no time. Before art became a sellable commodity, the artist was deemed as the village prophet. They were the ones who would give the locals advice on life. They sang songs and told stories that everybody in the area would understand. They were not untouchable celebrities, they were your next door neighbors. I feel that the time is coming back, a time when we stop trying to make hit songs or popular art and start making stuff that is authentic, art that your postcode can understand. 13 years ago, around about this time of year, I was playing GTA Vice City. That game taught me more life lessons than you may expect. When you start the game, you're free to do whatever you want, but there's a catch. 1/3 of the map is locked. You could either carry on free roaming, which eventually gets boring, or you could develop your skills, character, and storyline. The more you develop in your story, the more the world unlocks itself to you. I once read a proverb that said, your gift will make room for you and present you before great men. I believe that when you're born, God puts you in a small room with a key to open doors. This small key is known as your gift. The more you use your gift, the more the world unlocks. You can either free roam, which eventually gets boring, or you can develop your skills, character, and storyline. Your gift expands your map. I once saw my cousin walk in with a new hat. It looked expensive. I asked, how much was that? He said, £110. I said, bruv. With that same money, he could have bought multiple hats, make up his own brand, and stitch his own logos into the hats. Not only would he have felt good at the fact that he created his own clothing brand, but if people liked the hats, they would say, where did you get the hat from? He would say, I made it. They would say, I'm going to buy one. Now he has made more money than when he started. We break our backs into buying brands that don't even share the same beliefs as us. Build your own brand. Don't find value in the things you buy. Create your own value. Not only is it cheaper, but it's more rewarding. Imago Dei. We don't need to be taught how to be creative. More times than not, creativity is taught out of us. The ability to make something out of nothing is encoded into our DNA. We are made in Imago Dei, which means the image of God. We are carbon copies of an infinitely creative being. So please never downplay your ideas, because when you begin to create, you become what you are designed to be in the first place. Imago Dei. A newspaper headline read this morning, "Kill or be killed." Our world is in fear. Mainstream media is only feeding that fear. Sad news today, sad news tomorrow. Each news report may seem bearable to manage, but remember, 1 + 1 = 2. If you eat a plate of fear every single day, you'll be a weapon of destruction by 2017. I'm not saying boycott the news, I'm just saying limit the amount of news you expose yourself to on a daily basis. It's never a pretty sight to see somebody who's overdosed on fear. There's an interesting word that appears frequently in ancient Hebrew poetry and songwriting. This word is Selah. Many question the true meaning of this word, but many scholars believe that Selah can be rightly interpreted as stop and think. Selah was inserted multiple times in songs. It will be used as an interlude to allow the listener to think about the words they just heard as the music continues to play. Selah moments are almost non-existent in our modern culture, but we need to bring Selah moments back. We need to slow down, think, reflect, comprehend, understand. When you come across food for thought, chew a bit slower. You may take in more nutrients that way. Thank you.